San Francisco is a city of constant change, from the landscape to the people and the companies that call it home. San Francisco is all about reinvention. Today, that reinvention often comes in the form of entrepreneurial drive and determination, with ideas that shift paradigms. It's these disruptive ideas that continually move us forward. Ideas that disrupt, like the idea that you can take a blog and shrink it down to 140 characters or less. Or the idea that you don't need to have a private vehicle in the city to be able to use a car whenever you need one. Or the idea that to fund a venture, you don't have to go to a bank. You can launch a campaign and rally people and build support and get them to contribute small amounts of money, often people who don't even know one another, to get your venture off the ground. Nerve-wracking. Thank you. So, commercial interests can be moved forward through disruptive ideas. But what about the social issues that have challenged us here in San Francisco? Things like crime and homelessness. These are big problems here. Can these problems be tackled using disruptive ideas? Can we tackle the big questions using disruptive ideas? And I will absolutely tell you, the answer is yes. We can use disruptive ideas to tackle the big questions here in San Francisco and beyond. And I know that for a fact, because I'm living proof. I am a reinvented person through a disruptive idea. I'd like to share a story with you of a little kid who from the age of 7 knew that he wanted to be an architect. And all day, all night, all he'd do was draw floor plans. He'd even custom design houses for friends and schoolmates and charge 25 cents. But exterior drawings were extra, because that's extra work. He grew up right here in San Francisco and in some of the surrounding cities. And even though he and his brother didn't have the best upbringing, the most idyllic circumstances, that kid still was able to start college at the age of 16. Not for architecture, as he wanted. That would have required slightly better grades in the German class that he didn't do so well in high school. But instead for his other deep passion, which is technology. We're going to fast forward. And after college, this young man had the opportunity to work for a major government organization, as well as startups and major companies. In fact, the major company that makes the same software that he would have used as an architect. He had an opportunity to start off as a systems administrator in his professional life, and then go on to an information technology manager, and then IT director by the age of 22, and on to become an IT project manager. But all of that changed the day that he accepted responsibility for a crime that his brother committed. And he accepted responsibility so that his brother wouldn't have to serve 25 years to life under California's 3 strikes law. Obviously, that young man was me. I never thought that I would find myself in prison. And the things that kept me up at night were, what would I do when I got out? I'd lost everything that I held dear, the house that I worked so hard to be able to afford, the job that I took so much pride in, my friends who turned their backs on me thinking the worst, my family, some of which passed away during my incarceration. What would I do when I got out? How would I support myself? How would I rebuild myself? These are the things that kept me awake at night. These are the things that haunted me during that time. But it wasn't just me. There are tens of thousands of other men who lay awake with that same question. How will they return to society? How will they support their families? How will they become active and engaged members in their communities? In order to keep busy and keep sane, I had the opportunity to help tutor inmates. I helped over 200 inmates get their GEDs. I had an opportunity to teach computer literacy classes for individuals who oftentimes hadn't ever touched a computer. Due to California's prison system's overcrowding, I transferred around several times and finally ended up at San Quentin State Prison, one of the most notorious institutions in this country. When I got there, I had heard this crazy, wild rumor that there was a program that taught men how to become entrepreneurs. That's the craziest damn thing I ever heard. This is a system that was so archaic that the only way to communicate outside of its walls were to be able to collect phone calls and letters. No email, no internet access. All the things that we all today take for granted are just theories there for people who've never experienced it. I searched around for a year to find out more about this phantom program, and I finally found out about it. And when I found out it was true, I knew that this was my way forward. This is how I would rebuild myself. Chris Redlitz and Beverly Parenti have been entrepreneurs and venture capitalists. And after having a talk at San Quentin to inmates about entrepreneurialism and business, they were moved to do something. They were moved to try to find a way to help reduce recidivism in California state prisons and beyond. Today, there are 187,972 people in the jurisdiction of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Each one of those costs $50,000 per year to house. Six out of every 10 people who have been sent to state prison will be rearrested within 3 years of their release. And 5 out of every 10 will be sent back to prison. These are daunting statistics. It's a huge challenge. In crafting The Last Mile, Chris and Beverly set out this extraordinary curriculum in which a highly selected group of inmates would be able to participate in this program of 6 months. They would learn about entrepreneurialism. They would have mentors come in from the outside, including entrepreneurs such as MC Hammer and Brian Wong. Yeah, it's true. They would be asked to craft a business plan that set aside cost constraints, that tapped into their deep personal passions, and that included a social component. And at the end of these 6 months, these men present their business plans to a packed room full of investors, entrepreneurs, guests, press, and fellow inmates. And the ideas that come out of this extraordinary prison incubator are incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, I may be in prison, but being a member of The Last Mile makes me feel as though I'm already a contributing member of the business community. What you've demonstrated today reflects not only the gifts you've been blessed with individually, but also the tremendous talent and potential that exists within incarcerated settings all across America.
When we started the program, we wanted to make sure that it resonated here at San Quentin. But the goal is to really take this program beyond San Quentin into other facilities.
You have to outlive the statement that's being said about it. And if you can outlive the statement, it loses its power, right? With these tools, you don't even have to just outlive them. You can just retell the story.
The men we select for the Last Mile program are determined to succeed, genuinely committed to change, and willing to work hard to make a better life for themselves and for their community. And my dream is that each and every one of them will have a chance in life to create those businesses and be successful.
We've come a long way, but the best is yet to come. And together, we will continue paving the road to success.
Now this is my battle cry to all the real men. Stand up, put your armor on, and take a stand. Your family needs you to be a man.
You know, when I came to prison, I was a drug addict and I was an alcoholic. For me, it did take coming to prison and a really hard lesson to kind of wake up to the dangers that drugs and alcohol can cause in a person's life.
You could possibly shift a lot of burden like that and make the invite kind of really compelling, right?
Yeah, and that's the goal. Because in the first pitch, I had who the target audience was and how I was going to make the connection, right? Because some of it is through colleges, QR coding.
It's hard in this side of the room. Beauty's only skin deep.
When preparation meets opportunity, oftentimes people call that luck. That ain't lucky. You did the right thing. Thank you, guys.
The world has changed dramatically in the last 18 years, but my passion for technology has not.
The next Van Gogh or Picasso could be residing behind these very walls.
My name is Eddie Griffin, and I am the founder and CEO of At the Club, where sharing live jazz is our business.
My name is Horatio Harts, and I'm the founder of Healthy Hearts Institute, the co-op that will bring health and fitness back into our neighborhoods.
Because remember, at Funky Onion, even produce deserves a second chance.
The key to healing someone who has been scarred by trauma is allowing them to be heard without judgment.
Good morning. My name is Chris Schumacher, and I'm the founder and CEO of Fitness Monkey.
When I'm released from prison, I won't be stuck in the past. I'll be well on my way towards a successful future. You see, if you treat a man as he is, he will remain as he is. But if you treat a man as he can and should be, he will become as he can and should be.
That's for those guys, that's not for me. Those guys are incredible. If it wasn't for the men who came before me at the last mile, if it wasn't for Chris and Beverly, if it wasn't for the family that stuck by me throughout the toughest time of my life, I wouldn't be here sharing this story with you today. It's through the last mile that today I'm a systems architect and an amazing startup. Right over there. And that company, Launch Podium, continues to support the last mile. It's because of the last mile that I met Mark Roth. And Mark Roth, yeah, absolutely. Mark Roth is an amazing individual. Mark Roth was formerly homeless. And he had the opportunity to train in workshopping skills and using 3D printers. And he used that knowledge to start a very successful laser cutting business here in San Francisco. And now I'm on the board of directors of the Learning Shelter, which is Mark Roth's initiative to move people out of shelters and to become makers just like him. I urge you, I implore you, please get involved in something that you're passionate about. It doesn't matter if you're the head of a large organization or if you just wait tables. Get involved in something that you're passionate about to help move this city forward. We need people to continually push these disruptive ideas to help move us forward. If you're passionate about helping to alleviate homelessness, hey, the Learning Shelter is looking for ways to be able to find some short-term housing for our 90-day live-in program. If you're passionate about your own entrepreneurial ideas and your business experience, there's a whole group of guys who would love to talk to you who are in the last mile. But please, do something. Please, get involved. Please, think of something more, something bigger, because we need people to step up with disruptive ideas to help continually move us forward. In my closing words, I want to say that the toughest thing that I ever did was to go to prison. And I was scared and I was ashamed to have to go through that experience. But it's because of the last mile that I have the courage to share this story with you today. I'm not scared anymore. Thank you.